If you wish to follow along with the service, you can scan the QR code on the screen or go to riverofgrassuu.org and click on the order of service on the home page. We will start our service today with a prelude. The music is Secret of Life by James Taylor, played by Gary Gonzalez.
The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. Any fool can do it. There ain't nothing to it. Nobody knows how we got to the top of the hill. Since we're on our way down, might as well enjoy the ride. The secret of love is in opening up your heart. It's okay to feel afraid. Don't let that stand in your way. Everyone knows that love is the only road. Since we're only here for a while, we might as well show some style. Give us a smile, isn't it a lovely day? Sliding down, gliding down. Try not to try too hard, it's just a lovely day. The thing about time is that time isn't really real. Just your point of view. Tell me, how does it feel for you? Einstein said that he could never understand it all. Planets spinning through space, a smile upon your face. Welcome to the human race. Isn't that a lovely ride? See me sliding down, gliding down. Try not to try too hard, it's just a lovely ride. The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time.
That's nice. Okay. This beloved community, River of Grass Unitarian Universalist Congregation, is happy that you're here this morning, both here in person and love streamed on YouTube live. We celebrate all these ways to gather our beloved community and in body and in spirit as we go and grow and flow the riverway. I'm Diane Diaz, and I serve this congregation as worship associate, sometimes storytelling, greeting, transporter of grandchildren. And and our worship leader today is the one and only Robert Smith. We especially want to welcome our visitors this morning. Hope we have some. And hope you'll stay for coffee after the service. If you haven't already, stop by our welcome table by the door and let us know how to stay in touch with you. You here in this room, we welcome you. You on Lovestream YouTube, we welcome you. However you made your way here this morning, we welcome you. Let's pause together to enter into this time as we connect with one another, with the holy by any name, and the light of love within us all as we breathe into our time together. In this congregation, it's our mission to nurture our spirits, love intentionally, and create a just and healthy planet in our enduring search for truth, meaning, and faith. When we share here is not an unchanging dogma, but an affirmation that we are called to be agents of love and justice, and to build a world where everyone is cherished for who they are. River of Grass is an unapologetically progressive home for seekers of truth boldly told, love freely given, hope never failing, answering the call for peace and justice for all living things and the earth. Our congregation was intentionally named to lift up the place where we reside, the life-giving Florida Everglades, ancestral lands to the Tequesta-Calusa people whose memory we honor today. The Miccosukee tribe of Florida and the Seminole tribe of Florida are the present-day stewards of these ancestral lands. May we strive to live by their example. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas gave the poetic name of River of Grass to the Everglades, and we honor her legacy by continuing to use her name. We open wide our doors and our hearts to you as you are, as we come together on this journey of transformation to ourselves and our world. May our sacred time together today be one of caring, courage, transformation, and a call to action.
Our call to worship today comes from the Reverend Mary Frances Comer. We are grateful to mark time with seasons, to celebrate birthdays and anniversaries, or together as family to remember our loved ones. In all these seasons, may we give thanks for the breath of life. Ever mindful of the fragile nature of existence, may we live fully in each moment. From summer to fall and winter to spring, we gather in mystery and in the bonds of beloved community. May we radiate love both within and beyond these walls, this day and all the days to come, caring for those we love and for those we've yet to meet. Our opening music this morning is 1031 in the Teal Hymnal, Filled with Loving Kindness. Please rise in body or in spirit and join in singing together.
We'll be singing 3 verses. May I be filled with loving kindness. And the second verse, may you be filled with loving kindness. And the third verse, may we be filled with loving kindness. May I be filled with loving kindness.
May I be peaceful and ready.
The flaming chalice is a symbol of our Unitarian Universalist transition, a beacon of religious liberty shining through generations, now ours to hold high. Chalice lighter Ali Diaz will light our chalice for us this morning. Let us join our voices together with these words by Reverend Michelle Collins. Come, awaken your senses to this moment, where we practice the revolutionary act of noticing, the breath that sustains us, the beauty hiding in ordinary hours, the small things that keep hope alive. Come, let us train our attention on that which leads us home. In the light of love, let us renew our covenant as we say together, love is the spirit of this congregation, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. El amor es el espíritu de esta congregación y el servicio su ley principal. Esta es nuestra gran promesa, vivir juntos en paz, buscar la verdad a través del amor y ayudarnos mutuamente.
And now, as our annual pledge drive enters its final weeks, Milton Karp will share his thoughts.
For giving of his time, talent, and treasure to River of Grass.
Just have a very short thing to say. I feel very strongly about supporting the River of Grass, the work we do, and keeping this beautiful bunch of people together. So I say, since I cannot do myself things that I would like to do and participate in, I give my money and my pledge to do the work for me, and I encourage others to do the same. Thank you.
Okay. We sustain and strengthen this beloved community and its work in our world through the gifts of our time, our skills, our love, and our money. Each Sunday, 50% of our undesignated offerings go to LifeNet for Families, which provides meals, clothing, support for those here in Broward County. The remainder supports our mission and ministry at River of Grass. Ushers, please come forward and receive the offering. Scan the QR code or text the number on the screen to donate.
All I am is all I have, and all I have to give, I give it back to you. It's my fragrant oil, it's my costly perfume. I take my alabaster box and I break it open. Let the fragrance arise, la la la, la la la. Let the fragrance arise, la la la, la la la. So take all every spoken word, all of our
dance, all of our rhyme, we give it back to you. It's our fragrant oil, it's our costly perfume. We take our alabaster box and we break it open, and the fragrance arise, la la la, la la la, and the fragrance arise, la la la, la la la. So I pour out all my treasure for all of you, and I'll sing my song of giving for all of you. Now pour out all my service, and I'll pour out all my gladness, and I'll pour out all my service for all of you. La 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 la, la la la. Fragrance arise, la la la, la la la. Fragrance arise, la la la, la la la.
Thank you for these generous gifts.
Good morning. You need to sit up for this one, sorry. Trust me. This morning, we're going to read a bit of wisdom from Thich Nhat Hanh. Have you heard the name Thich Nhat Hanh before? Oh, is the microphone not on? Hello? Okay. Have you heard of Thich Nhat Hanh? No? Some of you have, yes? They have not. Okay, but you have now. So, Thich Nhat Hanh was one of the most famous Zen Buddhist teachers in the world. He developed a technique to teach meditation to children. He taught meditation to everyone. But this particular technique he taught to children, and it's called the pebble practice. So for this meditation, each of the 4 pebbles represents, you can see them up there on the screen, represents a different image in nature. A flower, a mountain, calm water, and space. The flower pebble reminds us that we can be fresh as a daisy, beautiful and open to the moment. The mountain pebble reminds us that there is a mountain inside us that keeps us solid and calm. When you're solid, people can rely on you. The calm pebble reminds us that we can see reflections in it almost as well as a mirror. When you are calm and still, you can see things as they truly are. When we lose our stillness, things can look distorted, and we may be more likely to make mistakes or be confused. The last pebble represents space and freedom. We want to be free from fear, anger, despair, and worries. Breathing in, you can bring a lot of space into yourself. And breathing out, you can bring a lot of space to your beloved ones. Everyone needs space, to flourish and grow. Now let's practice our pebble meditation. Grown-ups, you can use your imagination and practice with us. First, we need to sit beautifully in the lotus position or with both feet resting on, with your feet up on opposite thighs. I'm not going to do it in a skirt. I forgot to wear pants today, but you know what I mean. Or you could just use one. You got it. Or you could just do one. And crisscross applesauce works too. If you don't want to do that, you can just put both feet on the floor. Well, if you're not flexible, this is why it's called a practice. And over time, you might get more flexible. Okay? All right. So let's see. If you only put one leg up, that's called half lotus, by the way. So here are your 4 pebbles. Place them, you can take them out of the bag and place them next to you on the floor. Then pick up one pebble. Look at it with your fresh eyes. The pebble represents a flower. Rest one hand over that hand that holds the pebble and say to yourself, breathing in, I see myself as a flower. Breathing out, I feel fresh. Flower, fresh. Silently repeat as you breathe in and out 3 times. Flower, fresh. Flower, fresh. Flower, fresh. Each time you recite them, you restore the flower inside of you and you become fresh. Now, pick up the second pebble and look at it. This pebble represents a mountain. Put it in the palm of your hand, then place the other hand over it, and now begin the practice with the second pebble. Breathing in, I see myself as a mountain. Breathing out, I feel solid. Mountain. Solid. Mountain. Solid. Mountain. Solid. Now pick up the third pebble. Look at it. This pebble represents calm water. Put it in your palm of your hand and place the other hand over it, and we'll begin the practice with the third pebble. Breathing in, I see myself as still water. Breathing out, I reflect things as they truly are. Water. Reflecting. Water. Reflecting. Water. Reflecting. Now pick up the fourth pebble. Look at it and smile to it. This pebble represents space. Put it in the palm of your hand and place the other hand over it and begin the practice with the fourth pebble. Breathing in, I see myself as space. Breathing out, I feel free. Space. Free. Space. Free. Space. Free. And that is the pebble meditation. After practicing this a few times with these 4 elements that represent our 4 feelings that we're trying to bring into our body, you could choose to do the meditation differently. You could choose to do it where each pebble represents love, compassion, joy, inclusiveness, or maybe 4 people that you love: mother, father, sibling, grandparent. We can send our love to that person as we breathe 3 times. When you're done, you will have taken in at least 12 nice, slow, deep breaths. And perhaps you feel a little bit calmer, solid, free, and fresh. And then when you're done, you can keep your pebbles. You bow to the people who are meditating with you. Now we'll go in the back.
Now let's sing our children to classes. Okay. Our deepening music. Oh, come on.
Help you and bless you and send you on your way. We love you and bless you today and every day.
Our deepening music is hymn number 391. Voice still in small places. Please rise and body or in spirit and join.
We lift these things spoken and unspoken, written and unwritten, asking that our hearts be seen, even as we become seers of hearts, that we may serve one another and those beyond our walls with love and thankfulness, today and every day. Amen, amen, amen. Aho, ashe, namaste, blessed be. And so it is. Each week at River of Grass, to better know ourselves and our faith as Unitarian Universalists, we consider those among us who made history and those who are making history as we speak. Our heritage this morning is the Reverend Dr. Wayne Arneson, who retired in 2016 after a 40-year career in parish ministry as UUA staff and volunteer governance roles within Unitarian Universalism. He has served as president of the UU Ministers Association, secretary of the UUA, and chair of the Ministerial Fellowship Committee. In retirement, Wayne has engaged in UU historical scholarship, interim ministry, and consultation. He co-authored with his wife, the Reverend Kathleen Rollins, the widely read book on UU worship, Worship That Works. Reverend Wayne's personal spiritual practice is rooted in Zen Buddhism. He has served as president of the UU Buddhist Fellowship, a continental network of UU Buddhist sitting and study groups, and co-authored the book Buddhist Voices in Unitarian Universalism, published by our own Skinner House Books. He's also active in the National Buddhist Christian Dialogue Movement. Making history also is our hope, Levi Draheim. Draheim is the youngest plaintiff in a landmark piece of United States climate litigation, Juliana versus the U.S. The case, first filed in U.S. District Court in 2015, is expected to go to trial before U.S. District Court Judge Ann Aiken in Oregon this summer. At its center are Draheim and 20 other Gen Z plaintiffs from across the country, asking the court to mandate that the U.S. government reduce carbon emissions to 350 parts per million by 2100. They allege that by knowingly contributing to climate change for more than 50 years, the U.S. government has violated their Fifth Amendment constitutional right not to be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. And the public trust doctrine, which holds the government responsible for the protection and maintenance of shared natural resources. How the Draheims live is what inspired them to get involved with Juliana versus the U.S. in the first place. They are a family of grassroots environmentalists who attend the Unitarian Universalist Church of Brevard in West Melbourne. That's where they met the Reverend Dr. Gregory Wilson, an organizer with the UU Ministry for Earth Network, an environmental justice group based on the 7 principles: respect for the interdependent web of life. When I originally signed up for this, I went ahead and signed up, and then a week or two later noticed that others had also signed up to do a service on mindfulness, and it was wonderful. Andy and Gary did a wonderful job last week. I thought about changing what I was going to do today, but then I decided it's a deep subject and can stand 2 services and possibly more. So I carefully listened to them last week, and it was a moving, very spiritual service for me, and I appreciate them very much. So consider this one today not so much trying to fill in new information, because they said things I would have never dreamed of. This is more of a testimonial of personal experience. I left the Catholic Church in the fall of 1973. It was not an amicable parting. Yet, having grown up in church, I kept searching for a new one. I tried them all over the next decade, indulging in experience after experience like a spiritual buffet. Baptist, Black Baptist, AME, Standard Methodist, Presbyterian, Krishna, Baha'i, and more. I purchased a book, which some of you may recognize, called Be Here Now, written by Baba Ram Dass, which was many young hippies' first introduction to Eastern spirituality. I joined a meditation group and tried. Boy, did I try. While working at the public radio station in Memphis, 2 dear friends and I met Asan and Indu Tejwani, leaders of the India Society of Memphis, who were charmed that we were practicing meditation. They invited us to attend Holi, the Hindu celebration of the first day of spring, which is a very joyous occasion. And for the next few years, Rob, Holly, and I would join them all in singing bhajans and doing meditation, which was a great deal of fun. But looking back, I'm not sure I remember feeling particularly spiritual and fulfilled in that way. I moved away from Memphis and fell away from a lot of my spiritual practice at the same time. And roughly 2 years later, a very insistent coworker who was a lifelong UU from Washington, D.C., convinced me to attend the local UU church with her. Her name was Aileen Ellis. Any of you who listened to Weekend Edition on Sunday mornings would have often heard her name, and on the cultural desk, Aileen Ellis. She brought me to the UU church. She had been trying for some time, and I had been resisting for all that same time. I was off of the idea of church, but finally I visited, and I visited, and I visited. And one day the minister approached me, membership book in hand, and said, "I've been watching you, and I think you've come home." And I had, and I signed. In the fall of 1991, my home church, that is, that very one where I became a UU, met my spouse Susan, and was married, began a class on exploring spirituality based on a workbook made available from the Department of Religious Education at the UUA in Boston. The program was called On the Path and was an exploration of many different types and ways of spirituality, and sadly is no longer available. This curriculum was the first exposure that I had to the work of Nobel Peace Prize winner Thich Nhat Hanh, whose seminal book, The Miracle of Mindfulness, has been published by our very own Beacon Press since 1975. I'm on my 7th copy now because I keep giving them away. In session 8 of this wonderful curriculum, I learned how to wash the dishes. If you aren't familiar with this lesson, it teaches us the concept of washing the dishes for no other reason than to wash the dishes. Not to get done with the job, not to have clean dishes, not even so that you can get back to the latest rebroadcast of Downton Abbey. Master Han tells us of the hardships of 2 novices, one of them himself, preparing food and washing dishes for up to 100 monks during the season of retreat, when all of the traveling monks returned to the monastery. To do this, they had only ashes, rice, and coconut husks, and cold, often freezing water, since the retreat happened in the dead of winter. Much more pleasant in a modern kitchen, isn't it? Eh? Master Han tells us while washing the dishes, one should only be washing the dishes, which means that while washing the dishes, one should be completely aware of the fact that one is washing the dishes. Now, at first glance, that might seem a little silly to us. Why put so much emphasis on a simple thing? But that's precisely Master Han's point. The fact that I am standing there and washing my plates and bowls is a wondrous reality. I'm being completely myself, following my breath, conscious of my presence, and conscious of my thoughts and actions. There's no way that I can be tossed around mindlessly like a bottle on the waves. Because if, while washing the dishes, we think only of the cup of tea that awaits us, thus hurrying to get the dishes out of the way as if they were a nuisance, then we are not indeed washing the dishes in order to wash the dishes. In fact, Master Han purports, we are completely incapable of realizing the miracle of life while standing at the sink. If we can't wash the dishes, we probably won't be able to drink our tea either. While drinking our tea, we will only be thinking of other things, barely aware of the cup in our hands. Thus, are we sucked away into the future and we become incapable of actually living 1 minute of our lives. Now, I had struggled for years thinking that I was bad at meditation, and I was, but not in the way that I thought. I was also bad at journal writing and any number of other disciplines which actually required me to be able to wash the dishes in order to wash the dishes. The mindfulness in the On the Path curriculum particularly opened up meditation practice for me. I had struggled for years with the Zen concept of no mind, or Mushin, a concept taught by Zen and martial arts masters in describing a mental state free from fear, anger, or ego, allowing for total presence and spontaneous action. It represents an experience without self, where one becomes one with the present, where the mind is not fixed on any thought, allowing it to move freely. It implies letting go of the ego and the need to control outcomes, allowing for a harmonious, effortless, and flowing existence, ideally. I had an incorrect interpretation of no mind, where novices are instructed to clear your mind and not allow any stray thoughts into your meditation. And frankly, as Gary so eloquently explained last week, that isn't possible, and it isn't necessary. Most recently, mindfulness and no-mind practices have helped me come to terms with a life centered around advancing disabilities in my spouse and somewhat with myself. We were both feeling trapped by what we considered a reduced life, mourning the things we would no longer be able to do, rather than celebrating the fact that we had ever done them. It sometimes seems that my current life has become a daily spiritual leap into the unknown. How then, at this point in time, do I apply the lessons of mindfulness and no mind to let go of the temptation to try and guide or control my fate? My answer is mindful self-care, which has 4 parts. My own 4 smooth stones, if you will. I spend a few minutes mentally checking in with my body from head to toe to identify areas of tension. I do this when I wake up. Focus on my breath for 3 to 5 minutes, particularly upon waking, to set a calm tone for the day. I include with this a relaxation strategy. On my exhalations, I try to relax from the head down, different parts of my body, until I feel fully relaxed and centered. Select a daily task like walking or washing dishes to do with full attention. And take moments to turn off screens and connect with your immediate environment. Master Han tells a story in The Miracle of Mindfulness immediately following the dishwashing lesson. A number of years ago, he says, my friend Jim and I were traveling together in the U.S. We sat under a tree and shared a tangerine. Jim began to talk about what we would be doing in the future. Whenever we thought of a project that seemed attractive or inspiring, Jim became so immersed that he forgot completely what he was doing in the present. He popped a slice of tangerine in his mouth, and before he had begun chewing it, he had another slice ready to go. He was hardly aware he was eating a tangerine. All I had to say was, "You ought to eat the section you've already taken." Jim was stunned into realization. It was as if he had been eating not the tangerine, but his future plans. Much like the dishes, if you could eat one section, you can probably eat the tangerine. But if you can't eat one section, you'll be whisked away into that indeterminate future, not actually living a day of your life. I feel this is very important in my life today and in our current political climate. Take each day like the tangerine slice and be one with it. Wash the dishes. Eat the tangerine. Care for yourself and others. Protest if you are called to do so. Tomorrow it will be no more. In fact, tomorrow becomes yesterday and the past is immutable. The world presents to us slogans like be present, stay focused, pay attention, But I would like to hearken back to that book by Baba Ram Dass with a little gentle punctuation and say, be here, now. Our closing music is hymn number 1002 in the Teal Hymnal, Comfort Me, verses 1 and 2, which are on your screen. Please rise in body or in spirit and join in singing together. Our closing words today are Walking on Water by Thich Nhat Hanh. Is not to walk either on water or in thin air, but to walk on the earth. Every day we are engaged in a miracle which we don't even recognize. A blue sky, white clouds, green leaves, the black earth, curious eyes of this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of transformation. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
At River of Grass, we offer many ways to live our Unitarian Universalist faith in action. You'll find them in our weekly email, our Facebook page and website, riverofgrassuu.org, and other announcements for the life of this beloved community. River Grass continues the Mosaic anti-racism classes for the children in our congregation. Today, our budding anti-racist selves to transform our world. We'll explore things in our world that we would like to change and brainstorm slogans for our upcoming No Kings rally. See Karen Gonzalez, Faith Development Director, for details. In our adult anti-racism program on Sunday, we'll be discussing the history of policing and the carceral system, why it conflicts with our UU values. This is a drop-in class. Feel free the 22nd, beginning at 12:15. It'll be over here. The River of Grass annual pledge drive continues through March, our pledging month, with 2 weeks to go. If you haven't yet pledged to support our dynamic congregation, please do so. Contact Ken and Rita, stewardship@riverofgrassuu.org, if you need help. Ken, did you have a? That's it? No other? Okay. The River of Grass concert series continues with Tret Ferre, an award-winning singer-songwriter whose music demonstrates a willingness to confront the most pressing issues of our day with courage, compassion, and a deep sense. Opens at 6 p.m. Saturday, March 21st. That's next Saturday. The music begins at 7. Woohoo! Protests continue each Sunday from 4 to 5 to shut down Alligator Alcatraz. When we have a group to carpool, we'll meet at River of Grass at 2:15, depart by 2:30. Please carpooling details. And Andrew Bunce at AT&T.net. We all like to party, so join us at the River of Grass Masquerade Ball and Auction. This elegant event on April 18th, 5 to 9 p.m. at Long Key Nature Center. Beautiful place. 3501 Southwest 130th Avenue dress. And invite friends to join us. Bid progressively on unique items in a silent auction. There are three prices. Three prices. The suggested price of $50, $80 for extra support, and $30 reduced. Please scan the appropriate QR codes. There might be prizes too. No auction can happen without items to auction. There's a business you can reach out to your favorite places for a donation. Donation letters and forms are in the hall. See auction chair Ellie Keene, who's not here this week, but I'm sure you can reach her online, or ask one of the other leaders. To service? Well, they're not provided by Hog to bring something sweet or savory. Sign-up sheet is on the wall in hospitality, or just speak to the one who is not here today. 16 people from the river, the fellowship up in Boca, as well as non-UUs, joined us at the Beating Hearts Drum Circle in Friday night. Is it Friday? Yeah. Here at River of Grass, A9. You can bring your own drum, or we have extras. Contact Andy Bunce or Linda Latham, 7 p.m. It follows the adventures of a New Zealand family pulled into the web of mysteries that their younger daughter sets out to solve. The girl teams up with a new Maori friend to solve a mystery that haunts the community. A child who was presumed drowned 2 years earlier. And there's still space on our dream wall in the back. Take a colored marker and write down your dreams, hopes, inspiration for our river on the banner along the back. We will use that, what is shared, when we begin the process of reimagining. Okay. And this is the latest announcement. Good. With 1 week remaining in this year's annual pledge drive, we have received pledges of 7% of our target from just under half of our members, just under half of the membership. Thank you to those who have pledged. You're welcome. For those still looking for that round twit, round to it. Well, there's a round twit in the room somewhere too. You have. I haven't had enough coffee this morning. You have 1 more week to click on the green Pledge Now button at the top of our homepage. Yeah, we have those great snacks we hope you will be bringing too. Coffee and fellowship the River Way.
In these changing times, let us be all the more vigilant to hold before us a vision of our world transformed and dare to transform ourselves to make it so. Until we meet again, shine.